Some cars in the automotive industry are a little forgotten among consumers and even automotive journalists. Some of these vehicles that don't get much popularity tend to be actually decent choices and can be great alternatives to more mainstream vehicles. One of these vehicles is the Buick Regal. While it's not the flashiest or the most popular choice among premium entry-level sports sedans, anyone looking for one that offers a decent amount of luxury with a little sporty flair may find this to be actually a very compelling choice. So let's go ahead and take a closer look and check out this 2017 Buick Regal. Now, even though this vehicle is a little forgotten within Buick's model lineup, it's actually the oldest nameplate in the model lineup right now. And this vehicle actually dates all the way back to the 1970s. And it went on hiatus in the mid and late 2000s, and then Buick brought it back in the 2011 model year, which is the generation we have here. And it's actually a rebadged version of an Opel Insignia back in European countries. But the Regal has been in this generation since 2011, so it's been quite some time here. So it's kind of understandable why it's forgotten within the Buick model lineup. But I really do love the styling of this vehicle, especially when you get to the rear. It looks European in its styling, and it has very sharp angles, and it looks really nice, and the stance of the vehicle is quite nice too. And up front you have the Buick waterfall grille, of course, which is a classic styling trait for the brand. And ours is the Sport Touring trim. It also features these 18-inch aluminum wheels here, which don't look bad at all. And then you can also get LED daytime running lights as well as high intensity discharge headlights on higher end trim levels. Now, the Sport Touring trim is actually a trim up above the base trim level. And here goes the key fob design for the vehicle. You have a switchblade key, of course, and you have your unlock, your lock, and then to release your trunk, and then your panic alarm. But this is a pretty dated looking key fob. This is General Motors' older key fob design. Now, this is known as the White Frost Tri-Coat exterior color. Really nice looking color here. And you also do have the night neutral with the cocoa leather interior. It's a two-toned interior, of course. Pretty good looking. You also do have your power driver's seat with power recline and power lumbar. All right, now stepping on inside of the Regal here. As you can see, this is actually a pretty decent looking interior design, even though this vehicle was pretty much designed back in the 2011 model year. Not bad looking. Push button ignition is available on higher end trim levels, of course. And what you're hearing there is a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. You have a full leather wrap steering wheel. And coming to your transmission, 6-speed automatic with manual shiftability. When you put the vehicle into reverse, displays your rear view camera with guidance lines, of course. And let's go ahead and turn on the headlights and the hazards.
This vehicle is in demonstration mode, connected by on-stop
automatic driver's side window. Let's go ahead and pop up the hood and check out the engine bay. Heated exterior mirrors with LED turn signal indicators. Blind spot detection is available. Now, the Regal also received a mid-cycle refresh just a couple of years ago, which added more features and updated the styling on the inside and out. Love these 18-inch aluminum alloy wheels. Very distinctive looking. And you have the fake portholes, which is a classic styling trait for the Buick brand. You have halogen projector beam headlights, and you have your fog lights down below. Now, powering the Regal here is actually your optional powertrain. It's a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, and this is the one that you'll want to go with. Your base powertrain on the Regal is going to be a mediocre 2.4-liter 4-cylinder, which I recommend avoiding, which because it feels pretty sluggish at times. But this turbocharged 4-cylinder produces 259 horsepower at 5,300 RPM and 295 pound-feet of torque at 3,000 RPM, with EPA estimates being an underwhelming 21 in the city and 29 on the highway. Fuel economy certainly needs to be a little bit better on the Regal here, but this is the powertrain you'll certainly want to go with if you do get the Regal. And we'll see what this baby could do when we hit the road later in the video. Now, competitors of the Regal, you have the vehicles among entry-level premium sports sedans. This includes the likes of the Acura ILX. You can also possibly look at the Lexus IS and maybe the BMW 3 Series. However, some of these vehicles are considerably more expensive than the Regal here. Now, there is no changes to the 2017 Regal over the 2016 models. However, the 2018 Regals are expected to get a complete redesign for that model year. Coming to the rear of this vehicle, you have LED taillights, and you have the T symbol that stands for turbocharged. And then we also do have dual exhaust tips as well, which look fantastic. Love the rear end of the Regal, very sporty looking. Great stance too. Now, EPA estimates, like I said, 21 city, 29 highway. Overall vehicle score from the government 5-star safety ratings is a 5 out of 5. And the total vehicle price is $31,030. It's actually a really good bargain compared to other entry-level luxury sports sedans, including the BMW 3 Series or the Mercedes-Benz C-Class, if you're looking for more of a budget-minded price. You also do have all of your basic power necessities, including power door locks, power mirrors, and your power windows are located right here. Chrome interior door handles. Love the wood grain interior trim. All right, now driving the 2017 Buick Regal here. Now, like I said, with the Regal, certainly the powertrain that you'll want to get is the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that we have here. It just provides really good acceleration, and you'll want to skip that 2.4-liter 4-cylinder, as the acceleration is pretty underwhelming and can be pretty sluggish at times. But this turbocharged 4-cylinder is an excellent choice. And with the turbocharged 4-cylinder, the Regal certainly can be had with a very pleasant and joyful driving experience. Now, the 6-speed automatic transmission also shifts pretty well. It doesn't hesitate to shift at all, which is nice. And the ride quality is not too bad. And the Regal has pretty sharp and agile handling. I mean, this is a world's difference from the Regals back in the 90s and the early 2000s. And they used to sell a lot more Regals, but way back in the 90s and the early 2000s compared to how they do now, but that's a different story. But this Regal provides really sharp handling. It's really good, and you'll be really surprised. I mean, this doesn't feel like an old traditional Buick. I mean, you could certainly have some fun with this vehicle, which, you know, fun and Buick really usually doesn't go hand in hand together, but that's not the case with the Regal. It's actually a really fun driving car. And what's nice about the ride quality is that it doesn't beat you up. It actually stays pretty compliant, and wind and road noise is also kept to a minimal, which is nice. So yeah, the Buick Regal actually is a really good driving vehicle, and it's actually probably the best driving vehicle out of the Buick model lineup, and one of the best driving vehicles from General Motors. And I really think that it's Buick's hidden secret sauce that no one really knows about. I mean, the Regal is an excellent vehicle, and I'm really surprised that they don't sell more of these vehicles. They're actually pretty good vehicles. The fuel economy, however, can be a lot better, with earning up to 29 miles per gallon. That's just kind of mediocre by today's standards. It was pretty good back in 2011, but now that it's 2017, it's just not the best out there. Now, interior quality in the Regal is actually decent given the price of the vehicle, but don't expect it to be BMW type like quality or German luxury type like quality, but this is still okay. You have soft touch materials on the upper door panel, mid door panel, and on the armrest. Nice. And then also on top of the dashboard, all soft touch. And the build quality is not too bad. Inside of here it can be slightly better, but overall decent interior from Buick here. Now this is an okay looking steering wheel design from Buick here. However, in the future I would love to see a flat bottom. That would be really nice for the Regal. But coming over here, you do have your cruise control, and then you also do have voice recognition. And then over here, steering wheel mounted audio controls and your control for the driver information center. Now, there's also plenty of safety technologies available in the Regal, including adaptive cruise control, rear cross traffic alert. You can also get automatic emergency braking, all that good stuff. Auto dimming rearview mirror with OnStar, and your map lights. Kind of sad that they're not LEDs though, and no sunglass container. And then you also do have a little storage cubby, 12-volt power outlet, and then a little coin holder, change holder, and then you have your electronic parking brake, dual cup holders, and your armrest, and your center console lid. Not a whole lot of center console storage here. Then you have 2 USB charging ports and an auxiliary input and a 12-volt power outlet. Visibility out of the Regal, not too bad. I would love to see the A-pillars be a little bit narrower, but seeing all the front windows isn't too shabby. Seeing all the windshield, it's not too bad. When you get to rearward visibility, it can be a slight challenge due to the sloping roof line back there. Your glove box compartments also lined with Velcro. The seating comfort in the Regal is okay too. Can be a little bit better. I wish the seats were a little bit more plush, but they do offer an okay amount of support. Thigh support isn't too bad either. Coming to the climate controls, we do have dual zone automatic climate control, and you have touch sensitive buttons on the sides right here for the temperatures, but it's pretty easy to figure out. And then you also do have 3-stage heated seats for the driver and the front passenger here. Now let's get to the gauges and the instrument cluster. Full instrumentation for the gauges, and you have your tachometer on the left, speedometer on the right, and on the top you have your fuel gauge as well as your coolant temperature. And in the center right there, it shows all of your driver information. It also shows you what radio station is playing and what song is playing. And coming to info here, you have your digital speedometer, and then your trip information, as well as your fuel range, instant fuel economy, oil life percentage, tire pressure, average speed. You also do have a timer, which is pretty cool. And then you have your phone. You can hook up your Bluetooth phone, and then you can make a telephone call from here and hang up phone calls from the controls on the steering wheel. And then turn-by-turn directions for your navigation system, and options, pretty much like settings, and then your units. You could change it from US to metric, info pages, and you could set a speed warning if you would like. But overall, really easy to use. And then on higher end trim levels of the Regal, you can actually get a larger driver information center, which looks fantastic. Now coming to the main head unit and the infotainment system, this is the Buick IntelliLink system, and it works pretty well. We've seen this head unit many times here before. It's pretty intuitive and user friendly. Now on the top left corner, you do have your exterior temperature readout. On the upper right hand corner, we do have your digital clock, and you can expect all of your normal audio sources here, AM, FM, as well as XM satellite radio. You also do have a direct tune feature, which is pretty useful. And then your media, you have your devices like your Bluetooth streaming audio, auxiliary input, and your USB port for your external media devices. And then you have your phone. You can hook up your Bluetooth phone, have all of your contacts stored under here, and have an integrated dial pad. What I love about this system, however, is that you could swipe like this, which feels very natural. It kind of feels like a tablet, which is pretty cool. Your projection feature, which features Apple CarPlay and Android Auto capability. Always nice to see that. And then your navigation system, your regular nav. And this is a pretty good looking navigation system. It does feature 3D rendering of buildings, which is cool. You can enter in your destination by voice if you would like, and it shows you your points of interest. And then you have your settings, many different settings that you could change here, including the radio, vehicle, your valet mode, Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, voice settings, all that good stuff. And then you have your Pandora, internet radio, live weather, gives you a 5-day forecast here. Then your SMS text messaging function. But as you can see, this touchscreen is really responsive. Then you have your OnStar as well as your live traffic, which gives you all the traffic incidents within your local area. But overall, love the Buick IntelliLink system. I think it's one of the best in the business. Very intuitive, user-friendly, and I love the responsiveness of these touchscreens here. Let's go ahead and shut down the Regal. Let's go and check out the rest of the vehicle here. Interior materials do follow through in the rear back here, which is nice. And you do have rear adjustable headrests except for the middle passenger seat. The rear seats also do fold down, 60-40 split by pushing on this right here and just pushing the seat down. Really easy mechanism there. Now, one reason you may choose a rival or a competitor of the Regal is because of the rear seats. It's a little tight back here. Headroom is also a little tight too. Necessarily doesn't make the perfect family sedan, but you do have dual map pockets back here and rear air vents, which is always nice to see. And you do have dual cup holders as well as a little storage compartment. The seats themselves are also quite firm back here. But if you are looking for a family sedan, the Regal may not be the best choice. Decent amount of trunk space. You have your emergency trunk release right there. So with its agile handling, its quick performance from its 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, and its budget-minded price, the 2017 Buick Regal is an excellent choice if you don't want to pay a whole lot of money for an entry-level sports sedan with some luxury. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.